it to PDP. And someone is saying Tinubu's silence on US airstrike in Sokoto irresponsible. Odinkalo is the one saying that. And just a quick reminder, INEC has begun the voter registration second phase. It began on Monday, so take advantage of this and do the needful. On the Vanguard newspaper, Nigeria's democracy facing existential threat. That's according to Atiku Abubakar. And the leading headline is Terrorists on Rampage in Kwara, Katsina, Kaduna, many abducted. Northern Coalition accuses Wike of intimidation is also on the Vanguard newspaper. We move now to the Daily Post newspaper that leads with Tinubu appoints first female DG Nigerian Law School. Okay, when I was reading this story about the new appointment of this DG Nigerian Law School, I was, I don't know, impressed, both impressed and confused. It seems as if from the records that we have, she was called to bar at the age of 15 or so. Born around 1972, I think, and then called to bar in 1988. That was really curious for me. Must be a very, very intelligent woman, so. Or something is missing. Anyway, she's been appointed as the female DG Nigerian. That is Olugbemisola Titilayo Odushote as the Director General of the Nigerian Law School. Congratulations to her. Meanwhile, Turaki-led PDP faction in closed-door meeting with Goodluck Jonathan and then Fubara, mistakes of 2023 will not be repeated in 2027. That's according to Wike. The Sun newspaper leads with 2027, no aspirant will step down in ADC presidential primary. That's according to Atiku Abubakar. On the Guardian newspaper, Chief of Army Staff pledges normalcy in polity amid calls for state policing and forest guards. IGP orders mobilization of withdrawn VIP escorts, deploys DIG 17 CPs. And on the Nation newspaper, the leading headline is Tinubu appoints Odushote as the first female DG of Nigerian Law School. Once again, congratulations to her. Strike. NAD denies opposition influence. As the National Association of Resident Doctors that are threatening strike action, and they are being accused of being influenced by opposition. So the question is, are the demands real or not? Opposition parties threaten to boycott Ekiti governorship poll over PDP exclusion. Okay, those are the headlines we're ready to take at this time, and we're hoping that you're going to be a part of this discussion. In the meantime, let's go to Rufai Oseni to hear what his thoughts are on the headlines this morning.
Of stories making the rounds today. Daniel Boala is saying that Obi will contest on a different platform. That's a plausible explanation, and he has a point, because we all know that it's going to be difficult for him to get the presidential tickets of ADC. So what might likely be the case is, as things pan out, if they disagree, Obi might need to go to another platform, and from there he'll be able to, compete. So Daniel Boala has a point. I mean, I might not agree with everything Boala says, but he has a very strong point. And a lot of people have predicted that that might be the beginning of the implosion of the ADC, because Atiku Abubakar also wants to be on the ticket. And there is no how where you're having two men that want to be on the ticket. And I do not think, to a large extent, Obi's people that have supported him all along will agree to a deal where they talk about the possibility of saying, okay, he should be a vice presidential candidate to somebody. That's going to be difficult. The way Atiku can never accept to be a vice presidential candidate to somebody, that's the way Obi will never accept to be a vice presidential candidate to somebody. I mean, you two reason it. Somebody that has tasted third position in an election, that when he was not even given a chance, nobody knew him, and he vied on his own, he had no structures behind him, he got well over 6 million votes. He would always put that forward as a front runner, so he will want to be on the ticket. So I also would see that possibility of that split. Maybe in a case scenario where that split happens, maybe they will now learn from it, but by that time it will be too late for them to learn, because probably President Tinubu might have won a second term by that time. But the ones I'm seeing now, including even Kwankaso, that is saying he can't do anything less than president or vice presidential tickets. I think maybe that's how these politicians will not get to learn. Let's see how that pans out for them. Wike declares total support for Tinubu. He's playing a double-edged politics. Wike is declaring total support for Tinubu, but at the same time, the same 001 in the states, the governor of the state, who is also a member of the ADC, the APC, you, Wike, you are fighting him. You are talking about him not coming back. I'm sure Wike knows that the likes of Ajibola Bashir and Nantawe Yehuwa that are telling him that it is Fubara we see. It is Fubara we know. I'm sure he knows that those people are not just talking. It's probably what they would have discussed with President Tinubu. And he needs to be able to understand that President Tinubu is a man that wants a level of total submission. Because look at even Nentawe Yewada, that is raising the hands of Fubara up in the states. You think he too doesn't have ambition? If everything worked out for the APC, he should be the governor of the states. But guess what? He has shelved his ambition for Mufwang, and is the one now working with Caleb Mufwang in the states. So, like I said before, most of the local government chairmen are in APC. The House is in APC in Rivers. Then you now have the, what is it called? The governor also in APC. Wike is in PDP. It looks as though it's been played out. And let's not deceive ourselves. Till date, we are still expecting the National Assembly to speak about the discrepancy. We are waiting on them. Anyway, a minority caucus committee has also set up their own group to be able to point out this discrepancy. We've started seeing some of these discrepancies in what the National Assembly released on Saturday night and what was officially gazetted. So let's stop deceiving ourselves. There were discrepancies. That's why people are calling it forged tax bill. And the speaking and saying it's just a competitive mindset. No, Osimhen should be called out. You see, if Osimhen is not called out, it's not going to augur well for our team. One person cannot act and hold all of us to ransom. It pretty much reminds me of France 98, when some people were holding the Nigeria team to ransom and we performed poorly as a result of it. Osimhen, Lookman, they are both Africa Footballer of the Year at some point. Nobody can play God for the other. So please, for Osimhen to even utter the word, I will go back to Turkey, he should be going. He should go back. What level of indiscipline? You have disagreements that you settle it. And actually need to hold the team to ransom. Who the heck do you think you are? Who are you? And please, for all of this they have said, the least they must win must be the African Cup of Nations. If Osimhen likes, you see, I'm not even going to get at him now. He should not perform well in the other games. That's when we will not tell him the word he wants to hear. It's a team. The team members will not do what you like sometimes. Then you cover them, you cover each other. Look at Lookman, showing maturity. When the press asked him what happened, he said nothing happened. He could have also have an outburst and lambasted you to the press, but he covered you. You are the only one that knows how to get upset in the pitch. And the only one that knows how to get upset in the pitch. And this was how he treated Finidi to that time. So please, let's call a spade a spade. Let's say it the way it is. Because if we don't say it the way it is, then we're going to have problems. And we don't build a society that way. US extradition of Maduro morally right, says Kemi Badenoch. I do not know what she's talking about. Morally right? We are not saying Maduro didn't commit atrocities in his country. But is Trump not committing atrocities in this country? So is it that because Trump is using ICE to go after people, violating the laws of the land in his country with all he's doing, so we should now have another power and a superior president that can now come and capture Trump? Why we Kemi Badenoch said that? Well, how will she not say that? How will she not say that? She must be seen to support right wing, which is wrong. Let's call a spade a spade. So, no. What she said is wrong. And now she has called Nigeria into it. She spent her early days in Nigeria, the Abacha days and all of that. Yes, we know the Abacha days were wrong. But is it right to come and take a sovereign leader from his country? Because you see, if America is not berated for what they have done, that's how they will come and take a leader that is performing well, that the people like, that is against American interests, and take him away and put trumped up charges. The same America that we're talking about, is it not America that supported the likes of Doe in Liberia? I don't even know why Kemi Badenoch is speaking this way. Anyway, I don't know what she says in too much high esteem. It's not the likes of America that supported Doe. It's not the likes of America that supported the removal of Salvador Allende because they were against the communist leader. So once their political ideology doesn't align, they remove you and they use high-handedness because they have the autonomy of military, because they spend close to $1 trillion on their military assets. Might is not always right. So Kemi Badenoch bringing the Abacha scenario into this and using that as a moral justification. We are not saying Maduro didn't do anything right, but to now have a leader of another nation come and pick up and take out a leader, take him out of his own country, extradite it to another country, no, that's not right. That's not right. Every nation should have their sovereignty. Kemi Badenoch that is talking, they can do it for her too tomorrow. And say because America does not align with something on Britain, and they come and they take her out of the country. If she's prime minister, let's stop encouraging what is not good. There's nothing morally right about it. So let's call a spade a spade, please. A lot of other stories making the rounds. ADC, Venezuela crisis, a cautionary tale for dictators and election riggers. I mean, ADC too should not come and politicize all of this, man. The cautionary tale for dictators and election riggers. A cautionary tale for dictators and election riggers. So is it right for the president of a sovereign to now be taken away by the president of another country? I mean, what is this that we are supporting? Why can't Trump go and try it with Putin? And that's why you see when the likes of Professor Bolaji Akiyemi was writing about in the 80s that Nigeria needs a nuclear bomb, Nigerian bomb or African bomb, people were laughing about him. Cartoonists, likes of cartoonists in Liverpool were laughing at him, but people are hungry, he's talking about bomb. But look at it in the world order. Why can't Trump go and take Kim Jong-un like that in North Korea? Because he knows the man has a nuclear weapon. So let's call a spade a spade. This is the kind of international geopolitics we are talking about. It doesn't make it right. You think you can go and invade him? Why is Ukraine being treated this way today? It's not because they signed an agreement in 1994 to remove all their nuclear weapons. You think if Ukraine still had the level of nuclear weapons they had in 1994 on their Ukrainian soil, you think Russia will invade them like this? You think with the way America gets upset and Trump riles at the North Korean leader, calls him names, Rocket Man and all of that, you think why is he not going to invade him? So we should be careful. If you want to say days of atrocities, has Netanyahu not committed atrocities? Why has Trump not gone to Tel Aviv or Israel to pick up Netanyahu and extradite him for the action? The Americans, we are saying, have many American presidents not committed war crimes? Have they not gone to remove them? May God save us from the hypocrisy of the world, though. I don't think this is something ADC should politicize. We should all condemn the actions of Trump. This is wrong. What is wrong? Might is not always right. You can't say because you have the power and then you come, you upset the apple cart. It's not done. Let's call it spade a spade. Let's call it spade a spade. Now, Europe is scared. So for people like Kemi Badenoch that is running, what Trump did is morally right. So what if Trump now goes to Greenland? Because Greenland is now saying Greenland belongs to its people. European leaders say as coalition of the willing meet to discuss Ukraine in Paris. Oh, so all the European leaders like Keir Starmer that they can't berate Trump, they can also say Greenland belongs to its people. They should wait until Trump comes in and take Greenland because of the resource there. Keir Starmer, now you can back the Danish PM after demands of US to stop threats to take over Greenland. But you can't speak up for Maduro because you want to be seen as politically correct. I'm not saying Maduro did right. He did a lot of atrocities. He did a lot of wrong things. Worst case scenario, international courts are there to indict him. U.S. raid on Venezuela undermined a fundamental principle of international law, says UN rights body. And that's what a lot of people are saying. Let's call it spade a spade. A spokesman of UN High Commissioner for Human Rights, Volker Turk, has said that it is clear that the U.S. military operation to capture Maduro and his wife over the weekend undermined the fundamental international principle of international law. This spokesperson, Turk, a career official and human rights lawyer, is deeply worried about the situation in Venezuela, which has left many Venezuelans fearful as the country's acting president, Delcy Rodriguez, now presiding under the apparent supervision of Washington, which is wrong. Let's call it spade a spade. Let's say it the way it is. That's how Trump upended the world, started unilateral ban here and there and all of that, and we keep supporting him. On some things, yes, he's right. On some things, he's not right. I'm staying with APC. Minister Badru is denying defection rumors. Anyway, I got an intel today that a lot of the so-called people that have even defected to the APC, they might also be pitching their tent with other political parties, and they might not, be looking the way of the APC entirely. So let's just leave it. Akko Adams is to leave the Super Eagles camp after win against Mozambique. He has confirmed the updates. He indicated that he has been given permission to visit his mother, who was hospitalized. And he said his mother was hospitalized yesterday. We are sending her prayers for quick recovery. In fact, when he scored the goal, that's why he dedicated this to his mom to get well soon. I pray Akko Adams' mom gets well soon. Chelsea has a new manager. Chelsea have appointed Rosinho as a new manager. No alternative to Governor Idris in Kebbi. That's what Zuru is saying. This is among many other stories. A lot of people have been reacting to the word that Chidi Odigalo said, that President Tinubu does not need the Nigerian people, that all he needs is INEC and the judges and all of that. That if he needs the Nigerian people, he'll not be behaving the way he behaves to win election. But the truth is, Chidi Odigalo have said the truth. Most politicians, as long as they can get the electoral body, they can get the legal system behind them, they're pretty much home and dry. People will just talk. With the way they manipulated election results in the last election, didn't they still go ahead and announce the election? Till today, as INEC told us what constitutes the technical glitch. For good measure, wasn't Mahmoud repaid with a position as ambassador? Till today, an election happened on one day. Only one election suffered the technical glitch. What is it called, elections? The Senate and the House of Reps elections that were held on the same day didn't suffer technical glitch. Till today, nobody called INEC out for it. INEC didn't give any accounts. They can't even tell you what constituted the technical glitch. They started floating stories around, and that went like that, and there was no accountability. Or is it our judiciary we want to talk about? Except we want to deceive ourselves. So people over the years tend to use, once they can get the election body behind them and they can get other people, the judiciary behind them, they go ahead and they win elections. Didn't a certain group of people vote in an election in Imo State, didn't fourth become first through the judiciary? I beg, it's only people that want to deceive themselves that will say what Chidi Odigalo said is not true.
Okay, thank you very much, Rufai, for your thoughts this morning. It's still Voice of the People, 90.3 FM, and the program is Front Page Review. We're looking at the headlines this morning, and we're hoping that you are going to just call us and tell us what you feel, or send us a message to tell us what you feel about the headlines. In the next 2 or 3 minutes, our guest will be joining us in the house here to also x-ray these headlines with us this morning. So while we wait for that, let's take a few messages, and then CP Chuksewonwu, or retired CP Chuksewonwu, will be joining us to x-ray the headlines. Okay, so let's begin with this message, which is coming from Temitokwe Onatoye from Ijegamo community. She says it's unfortunate that the present administration, that Nigerians are full of expectations that the president will perform very well in the fight against insecurity and corruption, have been greatly disappointed because it's glaring that the president doesn't have the political will to handle the situation. On the fight against corruption, the process has become selective following the statement made by EFCC boss that Yahaya Bello is not guilty until proven to be guilty by the court. Does it mean they have no concrete evidence before EFCC chairman was boasting that if he doesn't prosecute Yahaya Bello, he would resign? The slogan of APC has now proven to be correct, that if you join the party, your sin will be forgiven. Also, do you know that till now the present administration has not done anything to Mele Kyari, who spent so much trillions on the repair of the national refineries, I'm sure, that never worked. The same is the former Minister of Aviation under former late President Muhammadu Buhari, that painted a plane brought from another country and was commissioned as the Nigeria's national carrier. For how long shall this administration continue to have a selective fight against corruption? As if that was all, till now the same administration that claimed to be serious in the fight against insecurity is yet to tell Nigerians the military officer that gave the order to the soldiers to leave the school that was attacked few minutes after they left. Furthermore, the present administration has refused to publish or prosecute the 400 names of sponsors of Boko Haram that was handed over to the immediate past administration of former late President Buhari by the UAE government. Finally, I would like to ask, which subsidy is better to be removed? Is it fuel subsidy or electricity subsidy for blackout? This was called corruption at its highest peak. What a country. Olorun Agba. Wow. God bless Nigeria. Okay, thank you, Temitokwe Onatoye, for your message. It's always the first one when I begin a program, and I don't know how you time that, but it's always the first message I get when I begin the program. Okay, final one now before I join CP Chuks is good morning, VOP family. It's high time the government explained to Nigerians why taxes. I woke up this morning to see 100 naira deducted from my account as stamp duty without transaction that involved stamp. Why? Where is CBN in this? Benjamin from Shogunle. Okay, we're hoping that former CP Chuks is ready right now. Good morning, sir, and welcome to the Front Page Review.
Good morning to you and to the listeners.
Okay. Well, very interesting headlines this morning, and I'm hoping that we're going to do justice to them right now. Let's begin with the political one. ADC ticket, Atiku rejects call to step down, attacks Tinubu. Okay, so some people were hoping that this time Atiku will just want to join forces with other people to make sure the dream of changing Operation Power Must Change Hand, as I want to put it, will happen. But he has said that, as usual, he will not step down. He wants to be president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. So what are your thoughts on that?
Well, if I may have to start, it is his right to vie for the highest office. First and foremost, he has already been a vice president for 8 years and nearly became the president in 2003, but he lost it. And you know, in a climb like this, if such opportunity is missed, to get it back will be very difficult. I'm certain that some of his sympathizers and loyalists would have been urging him not to give up, that it is something that has been his lifelong ambition, and he should believe in the concept of never say never. I think it's on that trajectory that he is walking, and will not give up until the last minute. Maybe when he gets to 80 plus, he might now decide to sit aside and be elder statesman. Whether this long life ambition is realized or not. But what happened to him in 2003 is a big lesson to other upcoming politicians, that once you have an opportunity, even if it is for one term, grab it. Don't wait for the one you have not seen. You know, when you are convinced, don't worry. Let me finish 2 terms. I'll give you 2 terms. Don't take that, because at the end of the day, you'll be full of regrets. That's a lesson for the politicians anyway. And having said that, and just like I said earlier, it's his right, and nobody can stop him. Let him try his luck. There's nothing bad in that. But I'm sure this will be his last chance, because by 2031, he would have surpassed 80 years. And even the North, who believes that 2031 is now their own turn and time for 8 years, they may be looking for a younger person to replace Atiku as the leading light for the North. Maybe somebody that would have been in his 50s or 60s. That's my thoughts.
Okay, but how does this impact on the opposition? Because this shows that it's really about the self and not about the what Nigeria needs at this point. Because if the opposition has to be strong, do you think he's the strongest candidate that should put their foot forward? And also, do you think when they go to the polls for the primaries, it is going to be about popularity and not a war chest, how big your war chest is?
You see, Nigerian politics is dynamic. It's not a constant thing. It's very, very unpredictable. Like you said, when they go for the primaries, it is very likely that the war chests will surely play out, because if you are talking of popularity, it may not fly, because everybody feels that it's an opportunity to cut his own bit of cake, and if you miss it, maybe you now start waiting for another 4 years, and you don't know whether mother luck and Papa in heaven will allow you that luxury of having that 4 years, about staying that 4 years till 2031 or 2030.
Yeah.
So grab it as you see it now. So the war chest will surely play a major and key role in primaries that will be coming up some months time. I mean, from June, July, May, June, July, August, from the timetable of the INEC, they'll be going for internal democracy processes to elect their candidates or select their candidates that will go for the general election. And coming to the issue of the opposition, the way I see things going, the opposition may not be formidable to face the ruling party, because the ruling party the way things are going, they have muzzled in virtually all the state governors. As at the last count, we are talking of almost 30 state governors in the ruling APC. And you know, when the chips are down, these 30 governors will pull in resources to be sure. They will pull in resources to be sure that whatever it will take for the ruling party to get the power, they'll do that. Even though some of them are doing their second term, people like the governor of Bayelsa State, who carpet crossed, he wants to be politically relevant. Maybe he will go back to Senate again to defeat his master, Temi Silva, who comes from the same constituency with him. Or he may be looking for ministerial position to get a powerful ministry, just like Nyeso Wike, got in being the Minister of Federal Capital Territory. So those are the calculations some of those politicians are making. And they are human, they want to survive. It's survival strategy. So there is no emotion and there is no conscience in this whole gamut of political games. So that's my thoughts to that.
Okay, let's look at security a bit. The Chief of Army Staff has pledged normalcy in polity amid calls for state policing and forest guards. First of all, do you think enough is being done, whether it's from the force or the federal government that sponsors the force? And also, what do you think about these state police and forest guards that everybody's talking about now?
Well, the forest guard thing is a federal government initiative. I wouldn't really advocate for people to condemn it for now. Let's give them a trial and see how they will fare, in terms of because you see a lot is involved in issue of forest guards. They are supposed to gather intelligence, and that means they have to be locals, or they will engage locals who will be doing the intelligence gathering for them. And furthermore, you see, you can't bring people from outside and put them inside the forest. They will surely not cope. They will not know what to do, and the areas where they should place emphasis in terms of route in the forests. So it's still expected that they would depend to a very large extent on the locals, especially the hunters, the vigilantes. I'm sure they must have co-opted them into the forest guard. And all these group I've just mentioned are very key to success that will very likely be recorded in the issue of fight against terrorism and banditry. Then, talking of the federal government and their support for the forces, the armed forces, the security agencies, the police and all that, I think the federal government have so far done well. They are doing their best. It's now left for the theater commanders to do their homework and be sure we fight this terrorism to the fullest. Good enough, their base or source of supply has been degraded somewhere around the Sokoto axis. It must have been a big minus for them. And before they recover from that, it is an opportunity for us to gain more grounds.
But it seems as if they are on a retaliation spree, because after that bombing, we've seen a surge in these kidnappings and killings here and there. So it doesn't seem as if it affected them that much.
Well, that is struggle for survival. They are just putting in the last efforts, because this is just the beginning. I'm sure the US, in collaboration with the Nigerian government, will hit more places, more sites. They are just doing their homework, and obviously, you know that they don't even need to step their feet in the Nigerian nation. They will only be needed to be in Gulf of Guinea, which is almost maybe 200 miles radius. No, sorry, not radius. 200 miles from the shore into the Atlantic Ocean. They will be there enjoying their coffee and maybe a glass of whiskey and launch the damn thing. And the thing will hit the target with a decisive precision and cut their supply chain, because that's where they all rely on. So all those halapalu they are just doing now, they are just doing it to see if they can do their last bit. But I'm sure certainly they'll be degraded to stand still. I'm very certain about that, especially with this US support. Then as regards the issue of state police, I'm still very skeptical about state police, and I keep saying it. I am not an advocate of state police, because from previous experience, it ends up being very political. The opposition will never have a say where you have a state police. Those who are key actors can be framed up at the last minute when they will least expect it. And once they are framed up, not with a view to incarcerate them permanently, they can come up with trump-up charges and be dribbling them till the elections are over. They'll say, okay, we have found them. They are not found wanting. We have found them clean. They can now go. By then, politically, the damage has been done to the opposition. So these are the angle and the aspects. And this thing goes with a lot of costs, because in the process, some people will put in their heads and lay their lives for feeling shortchanged. Both the candidates and their supporters will want to fight to finish, and in the process, some will be named, some will disappear permanently, some will be killed. And who are you going to hold responsible? These are the angles I will want Nigerians to look at, especially those who are the stakeholders that will take decision on taking off or setting up of this state police. For me, it is a no-no. That's just the truth of the matter. Okay. When we get more matured, we will know. At the appropriate time, when we have such an agency that can function without political control, where they tell you, go to this village, catch so and so, bring them there and put them away. After election, release them. So that it will come to a point where you tell them that, they'll say, no, where is your intelligence? Where is your information? Why should we do this or do that? So these are the areas we will have to look at.
Now, I'm just curious. Also, in the Constitution, the governor is the chief security officer. So, to what point can he play that role as it stands right now?
Come again, I didn't get it clearly.
The governor of any state is the chief security officer. What are the limits of his powers in this role as the chief security officer?
No, the Constitution is very clear on that. He is the chief security officer of the state. But at the same time, professionally, it is usually the commissioner of police who is in charge of the lead agency for internal security, and that is, in my own view, is not in conflict, because every commissioner of police works hand in hand with the governor of the state, because the governor of the state, being the chief security of the state, gives him all the vital instructions and information, and he's bound to obey them. Otherwise, he will tell the appropriate authority to remove that commissioner of police.
Okay, so this complaint all the time about from governors that they don't have the power to command the CP, so it's making them not to function well as chief security officers. It's just a lie.
It's a lie. They're just playing nasty politics. The truth of the matter is that you take instructions from the governor. You don't do otherwise. The only instruction you will not take from the governor is when the instruction is unlawful. If you tell you, okay, go and level this village because they are troublesome, level their key areas of survival, go and pack so and so leaders, bring them, go and detain them. You tell him, no, it's not lawful order. Even if you put it in writing, I will forward it to the Inspector General of Police to look at it and give me instructions so that when I'm carrying out such orders, I'll have a cover and I'll have a backing. Yeah. That's exactly the way some of us function when we were commissioners of police at state levels. We don't just take blind instructions that would cause chaos and cataclysm within the states, within the space, the public space. And that is where some of these governors try to be mischievous. They will now start looking for excuses to justify why the CP has shown him that he's not in charge of security in the state. It's not true. If you want to find out what I'm just telling you, there are other commissioners of police presently on ground. You can reach out to them and you see that they will tell you exactly what I have just said now. But the governors making such claims are only seeking for cover for some of their activities that are inimical to the general good. They are kind of parochial of their own personal interests or their own political party interests. So when they don't get it 100% the way they expect, they'll turn it around and say it is the commissioner of police that is disobeying him. He does not know whether he's still the chief executive of the state or not. That's when we start hearing that type of statements.
But what would you say, because security goes beyond just doling out money to the security forces and the ministry and all that, what would you say about the political will to really fight this banditry and all? Because we've seen situations where Nigerians have asked questions and the appropriate quarters that should answer these questions are not answering. For instance, a kidnapping was done up north in a school, and before that kidnapping was done, someone withdrew the security operatives in that school, and hours later that thing happened. Till now we've not heard the name of the person who did that, and we've not heard that he's being prosecuted, even though they're keeping it in low key. So this goes to give Nigerians the conspiracy theory that is because of 2027 that a lot of things that should be said are not being said. So how would you describe the political will of the present administration to fight insecurity?
Well, you have just said it all. You have summarized it, that the bottom line is how they will win 2027 election, which is very unfortunate because if we are facing gamut of problems bordering on insecurity, it doesn't make sense for us to play politics with security. It is expected that they should consider the plight of the people and be sure that they come with a holistic approach that will, make the entire space safe for Nigerians and non-Nigerians alike who reside within the Nigerian nation. That's what we expect. So a situation whereby we will leave the core issues and then everything is play politics with it is rather unfortunate and very unfair to the generality of Nigerians.
Let me hear your thoughts on the tax law. NRS, which is replacing FIRS, The chairman says the tax reform will support sustainable growth. We've heard so many things, glowing things about the tax reforms, but Nigerians are very askance. Nigerians are very skeptical about, yes, because of antecedents of wherever we have had revenue and the way and manner it's being spent, and the fact that we're still borrowing almost on a weekly basis. So what is your take on the new tax reforms and the way it's going about, the federal government is going about it? It has already started implementation of the tax laws. Meanwhile, there's still a problem.
Well, whatever the problem is, there will be a solution. At the end of the day, we will see light at the end of the tunnel. That's not the way I see it. And the fact remains that the populace are worried. Not that they are not interested in paying tax, but just like you said, borrowings, both internal and externally, and we now have serious issue of trust, issue of probity and accountability. That's the concern of the common man, because it seems that many of them will be telling us one thing and they will be doing another thing on the other side. You know, in terms of corruption, the level of corruption is very, very high in this country. And look at one person, for instance, Malami, the former Attorney General, who has been well respected, a senior advocate of Nigeria. Look at the allegations against him. And it appears that he has no defense. He has not come up to say no, because how will he explain all those properties, the bank accounts, and the large sums found in those accounts, both domestically and internationally? He has no defense. He cannot defend it. He can't say that in his years of practice, whether corporate or private practice, that he has been able to make 5% of what has been traced to him. And even as a public office holder, the 8 years he was there, he cannot tell us that all his entitlements, extra code, intercode, and other allowances, that he was able to make 5% of what has been alleged against him. So they will look at the just doing instance with one man. We have not talked of others, but the one that have the pensions fund, and so many, even the former governor of Kogi State, and so on and so forth. The thing is uncountable. So the public and the people of Nigeria are worried. The masses are worried. Is it for us to task ourselves and comply with government orders and instructions and regulations, only for us to, the little we have, we now contribute it to the larger pool, and in the end it finds its way to other people's bank accounts abroad? So that is the concern of the generality of Nigerians, right, especially the working class and the lower rung.
All right. Well, so here we are, and I don't know how we are going to navigate this, but let's hope that things get better. We'd like to thank you, CP Chukwusewonwu, for your time this morning. It's always a pleasure having you on the show.
Thank you very much for always tolerating and accommodating me.
We love to hear your voice and your thoughts. Thank you, sir. Have a wonderful day. Yeah.
And you too.
Okay, that was the former Commissioner of Police, Chukwusewonwu, who was talking with us on some of these headlines that we had this morning. We also expect to hear your own discussions with us, your own thoughts about the headlines on whatever topic. And we also encourage you that some things may not make it to the front pages of the newspapers, but you are experiencing it in your neck of the woods, so you can let us know as well, whatever it is. This is 2026, and we hope that all of us are going to rise to prosperity. When you see something, say something, and don't be bitter about it. Just be truthful about it and say the facts. And if you experience anything that is very, very uncomfortable for you, for instance, somebody told us the other time that when they try to go register, they've been finding it impossible or next to impossible to register because of one or two reasons. And what I said was, you need to gather your evidences to make sure that when we're talking, we talk with evidences so that we can call these people out very confidently. Anyway, right now we'll take a short break to pay some bills, and when we return, we are going to continue with whatever we're doing right now. Stay with us.
It's time to
Oh dear.
strategize for positive surprises in 2026. It will be a strange encounter with God for divine speed at the first edition of the Prayer Rain program of the year 2026. Happening live at MFM Prayer City along Lagos Ibadan Expressway. The General Overseer of the Mountain of Fire and Miracles Ministries, Dr. D.K. Olukoya, will be ministering live in the power of God. It's a special edition. Prayer Rain. Friday night, January 2026 by 8 a.m. at MFM Prayer City. Be part of the intensive prayer to position yourself and your family for something big. Indeed, it is your year of great deliverance and fresh glory. Jesus is Lord.
Well done, oh my. Original people, how una dey? My prayer be say we go make am. So far we no be lazy. Na Kudos Homes Limited say make I come tell una about Christmas and New Year promo. How you go buy better land, take am build better house where your power go reach. For them land wey dey for open place, no be poto land, no be water side, no be acquisition land. Come buy land for Omu Ketu Ekpe, Kudos Heritage Phase 1 wey be 3.5 million naira before. Now e don become 2.3 million. As we don comot 20% discount, dem land wey dey for Omu Ketu Ekpe, Kudos Heritage Phase 2 wey we dey sell for 2.5 million naira before, we comot 20% discount, e become 2 million naira. Kudos Town, Ishiwo Ekpe, na 1.5 million naira we dey sell am before. As we comot 20% discount, e become 1.2. All 20% discount wey we dey comot, na you go collect am immediately wey you don pay for your land. You fit collect 20% discount cash, or make you collect one big bag of rice plus one live chicken. Na this number you go zama: 081 53 40 8218 081 53 40 8218. The number again: 081 53 40 8218. Kudos Homes Limited no dey do mago to sell one land for two person. For this Christmas and New Year promo, either make you collect your 20% discount for cash, or collect one big bag of rice plus live chicken immediately you pay for your land. Na opportunity this one go be for you to comot for tenant, become landlord or landlady. Comot for house increment if person never build im own house at some certain age, na embarrassment e go be. That money wey you dey make, wey you dey think say e no fit reach buy land, not to talk of build house. If you put mind and you no lavish money anyhow, na im be say you know the thing wey you dey do, because everything na time. Kudos Homes Limited no dey do mago to sell one land for two person. Pay your money and collect your land instanta. Na the number wey you go call be this: 081 53 40 8218 081 53 40 82 18. Buy land wey go give you rest of mind. No omonile palava, no be potopoto land, no be acquisition land. Dem land wey dey for Ketu Epe, Kudos Heritage Phase 1.
Okay, we're back on now, and the headlines are still the same. Leading on the Nation newspaper, Tinubu appoints Odushote as first female DG of Nigerian Law School. Leading on the Guardian, Chief of Army Staff pledges normalcy in polity amid call for state policing and forest guards. On the Sun newspaper, 2027, no aspirant will step down in ADC presidential primary. That's according to Atiku Abubakar. The Daily Post leads with Tinubu appoints first female DG Nigerian Law School. Same thing. On the Vanguard newspaper, terrorists on rampage in Kwara, Katsina, Kaduna, many abducted. And we also have the Daily Trust, which leads with Jonathan, PDP National Working Committee in closed-door meeting in Abuja. That same story on another page on Punch newspaper says 2027 Jonathan pledged active role in PDP, says Turaki. So I don't know if that was after the closed door meeting or before the closed door meeting, but the leading headline on the Punch newspaper is electricity subsidy nears 2 trillion naira yearly. Okay, so there are other headlines, but we read them out earlier. Hope you still remember. Like I said, we encourage you to also bring us a headline that we may not even have on the front pages of our national daily, but this is the voice of the people. You speak, we amplify. That's what we do. Okay, so let's begin with taking this call. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning. Yeah, I'm good.
Good morning to you.
Yeah, my name is Gabriel. I'm calling from Ikorodu.
Gabriel, thanks for joining us. Go ahead.
My take is on state police.
Yeah.
I think it's a good idea, but the problem, what I think should be done is let state houses of assembly work together with governor. Let it not be something only one man will be controlling, just like in the case of federal government. Federal government is in charge of military, police, and sometimes and even EFCC. Sometimes they use it to harass their opponents or opposition party members. So I think that if there's anything, if there's going to be a state police, let them work together with houses of assembly so that it won't be a thing one man will be in control of. So to avoid that issue of using it to fight their political opponents. Then on what Atiku said, I would be highly disappointed if Atiku is in the poll come 2027. I would be highly disappointed of him. We expect him to step down, let the man that generality of Nigerians have chosen be in the poll, in the person of Mr. Peter Obi. He is the one we trust that can, turn the situation of this country around for good. So that's it. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Okay, the number to call is 0700 903 903 903. I didn't do that earlier, so sorry about that. 0700 903 903 903 or 0803 692 9931 08036929933, or on WhatsApp you can call us with 08171756338 08171756338. Call us and let us hear what you have to say this morning. While we wait for that call of yours, we're going to take some of these messages. This one is saying, good morning to you all in the studio. Please, what is the benefit of all the governors that are defecting to APC? Most states today that Boko Haram and bandits are killing and destroying properties are APC-controlled states. So is that why they are running to APC, so that their people will continue to be killed or slaughtered? Oh, what a confused rulers and leaders. Those enduring Tinubu don't have idea of what is going to happen before 2027. Where is your president? He is running away from. Is he running away from Trump? Is he in self-exile? There's so many things being said here. Is he looking for those that will save him from the hand of Trump? Let him come back and continue to sing on your mandate, we shall stand. That is now the new national anthem. Trump's hand will surely touch this government. Oh God, arise and trouble those who are troubling Nigeria. Mayor from Ikotu. Well, thank you, Mayor, for your thoughts. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning. Yeah, Agaze Yangu, good morning.
Good morning to you.
My name is Daniel. I'm calling from Alaba.
Daniel, thanks for calling. Go on.
My message goes to Atiku. What he did during the time of PDP is not going to happen again in this ADC. So if he's charging $2,000, we obedient will be charging $3,000. So we are not going to run for him this time. So if we cannot back down for justice and equity and fairness to happen in this country, we are going to take it by force, because kingdom of God suffer violent one. We are going to take it this time around for him. Justice and equity, let it step down, because it's the turn of the south. It's not the turn of the north. Secondly, let me talk to INEC. INEC is doing the administration fine, but if we are going to have confidence on them, let them stock confidence on the people by telling us how they are going to do this election, conduct this election properly, so that it can be fairness and equity and justice. So if INEC can tell us how they are going to conduct this election, we will look at it and see that it's fairness and justice and equity, then our confidence will be on them. So let me continue where I stopped yesterday, please. For my Oga, I beg. Take to Sonog.
You're not forgetting
please.
His name now, I'm sure.
No, I'm not forgetting this time around. So, my Oga, I want to say shout out to you, please. May God bless you. Prince High Chief Kretu Sonog is one of the founder of Salaba. In fact, he's a man that helped me so much. So, Yangu, please, if you know what he can do for me to say thank you to him, I want to say may God bless all his family. High Chief Kretu Sonog.
He has already heard. High Chief Kretu Sonog, Dishike, Chineke Gozie. Is it Gozie ya or Goziegi? But Chiroke Gozie somebody. Okay, so High Chief, I hope you've heard that. Well, we just have fun in this family, so that's why we're allowing that. Well, he did say something about violence, but that's just a biblical quote in Matthew 11:12 that says, from the days of John. Okay, so that says the kingdom of God suffered violence, and the violent take it by force. It's not that we're advocating violence in Nigeria. No, that's not what it means. It means that what must be, must be. Okay. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning to you.
I want to start by talking about Trump.
What's your
name? In the first place.
Your name, sir?
When Trump first came in as the president, he moved.
Oh, you can't hear me.
The capital of Tel Aviv, which is in the Bible. It's even written in the Bible. God said it, that the capital of Tel Aviv will be moved to Israel. This shows that this man is a God-sent president to the world. The second time he came, look at what he has been doing from one end to another. Vividly, you will see that this man is a God-sent. He has come to Nigeria now to save the people of Nigeria. This is Babo talking. I know you want to know who is talking. This is Babo from Oshodi.
Beautiful.
2, look at what he's doing. Now, we know the elites that are benefiting from the killing of the Christians and the Muslims. It's not only the Christians that are dying. Muslims are dying too. They started from Bronu, from Medugri. So this is part of it. The third one is Obi, Peter Gregory Obi, should fight to be the president and not the vice. The vice is just like a spare tire of a car waiting for when to be used. Let Obi come. I've even written it on my text to you. You will read it along the line. Let Obi come as the president of Nigeria. I don't care whomever where is contesting from, whether CDC or ADC or PDP, get whatever, but let him come out as the president, not vice
presidential candidate.
So if he's not given any ticket, let him just leave Nigeria alone and go his way. He has tried for us as a God sent. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay, someone just said something that concerns him now. Nyamgul, pension custodians must not use pensioners' hard-earned money to shore up their capital. Pensioners will protest if that is the case. Dominic from Lagos here. I'm sure that is in response to a headline that said recapitalization hurdle, pension firms hunt for 277 billion naira lifeline. Some of these things have dire consequences when the laws are too rigid. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning to you.
Hello.
I can hear you. Go ahead.
Hello.
Okay, so it's obvious he can't hear me, but I could hear you. If you're hearing me right now, talk to you. I could hear you, but you couldn't hear me. Hello.
Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Your name and where you're calling from?
My name is Chibuzo. I'm calling from Nigeria.
Chibuzo, go ahead.
We hear how Donald Trump do operation for Nigeria successful. We know here that they kill Christian and Muslim, but you say that Nigeria army do this now, you go and say there's a mistake. They go burn one church or one mosque where people gather. You see, when the people come, they complain, say this issue of the insecurity, our leader know everything about it. The big place wey no dey the country now can't do successful operation without committing any
mistake.
People wey no dey involved of terrorism now. But you say na Nigeria, our own army now do this thing now, you go hear say they kill so people. That's why they ask, say, is it our chief of army staff this na be waiting? Because sometimes just dey wake up dey hear say Nigeria go keep the operation. Nigeria army, you go hear say blade list go target one place wey no dey pursue. But people wey no know anything about this country come do the operation successful. Nobody wey hear say the kill so place wey no belong to Boko Haram or ISWAP. That's why they ask myself, say, what's the name of people sponsoring Boko Haram wey they give since 2003 Buhari time? Why they no bring that paper? Make people see am. And now, president don come, we dey call the I don't know the yesterday, the year therefore don review this matter. And what of our law wey say dey put law wey no exist for this country? Wetin we Nigeria fit benefit, they no dey put. You don hear the take start national anthem under 24 hours don pass into law. But sponsor Boko Haram, they never come after them. They never make threat about them. We say we ready. We never ready. We never ready. To next 2020, how many years I go put it? We fail peace to continue this one. Nothing going to come outside for security. So bye, sir.
Thank you very
God
much.
bless you.
Chibuzo, thank you. Okay, this one is saying, this message is saying, good morning, Yamgul. Can international laws remove a representative that sits tight in government? Laws are made for man and not for sovereignty. Where laws fall might become inevitable. When laws fail, this might become inevitable. Lai from ESC. Thank you, Lai. Good morning. I want to disagree with Mr. Oseni. Football is a teamwork, and when players are selfish because they want to be recognized as the best player of a match, it is not a good thing at all. Did Nigeria qualify for the World Cup? The answer is no, because Osimhen did not play most of the matches. Did Lukman not play all the World Cup qualifiers? What was his own contribution? He did little or nothing in those matches. The place we are now is because of Osimhen. He is the one carrying the Super Eagles. Why is Mr. Oseni not condemning the actions of Ademola Lookman? He also was playing a selfish game. The way Mr. Rufai is addressing this issue is not right at all. No single player should be singled out for criticism. Well, Chude from Ayetoro. I have a lot of things to say about that, but this is not the day, and this is not a sports program, so let me keep quiet. But it will be safe to say we should never build a team around one person. Never. And that is not only football. Okay, VOP made my Yuletide. Nicholas. Okay, we're glad that we were part of that enjoyment that you had at the Yuletide. Okay. From Achike, this message is saying, during Oseni analysis, he said, why did Trump not pick Netanyahu? What is the offense of Netanyahu from Chike? Okay, he did say that all these presidents have committed atrocities in their own way, and they cannot be picked. The bottom line was that they cannot be picked because they have some kind of blessed assurance. All of them are nuclear powers, and these countries are not being treaded upon like Venezuela, like Ukraine today, and so many other countries. He did make that distinction that even if they have committed crimes, Putin has committed crimes, Netanyahu has committed crimes, but they cannot be picked because of what they have in their arsenal. That's what he said. But I hear you. I hear you loud and clear. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Gamji.
Yes.
My name is Akun. I'm calling you from Okafa.
Okay, go right ahead.
I want to conclude about Atiku.
Okay.
See, there's one thing Nigeria has not well known about Atiku. Atiku, anything Atiku is doing is traveling to Lumbu. Or people never know. Atiku, Obasanjo wanted to move to Lumbu around about 19 and about. Atiku don't want to plead Obasanjo to leave Tinubu to continue as Lagos State governor. He moved all through AD state at that time. Atiku don't want to plead before Obasanjo allowed Tinubu to go to that Lagos State governor second term. So anything Atiku is doing in this Nigeria is favoring Tinubu. Atiku needs to pay him back, or Nigeria has never known. That's why Atiku can never step down for anybody. And Atiku can never be Nigerian president. We are like no contest 1 million times. He can never be Nigerian president. So let Nigerians know Atiku is working for Tinubu. It's not doing things. Atiku is working for Tinubu. So let ADC work together and make sure that Atiku don't have the ticket, because Atiku can never do anything to favor Nigerians. And it is a contest since during MP Atiku contest from 19 so you never open Nigerians' eyes that Atiku never want anything to affect Tinubu. So whether I like it or not, this 2027, they are going to shock him in that primary. If he levels all the $1 we have, he can never get the ticket.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. You seem very confident that Atiku is working for Tinubu. Maybe your intel is tight. I don't know. Okay, this message is good morning, VOP. I do not agree with everything that Rufai analyzed this morning. Osimhen has every right to showcase his anger against Lookman on and off the pitch. For crying out loud, it's obvious Lookman is just jealous of Osimhen clinging to Golden Boot. The coach should from now on stop playing both stars same time on the pitch. Well, as for Trump, the world needs an emperor like him so that some dictatorial presidents will sit up. Lawrence from Surulere. Okay, Lawrence, thank you for your thoughts this morning. Hello, good morning.
Hello, Mr. Yango.
Good morning to you.
You are doing a very good job. God bless you.
Thank you. Amen.
I just want to talk about Hussain's analysis this morning. He's always emphatic when it comes to triumph. He talks so much. Trump, I don't think we need that. Don't you think that the world would have been a better place if bad leaders know that they can pick them from anywhere? Venezuela president is obvious that that man is wicked, and somebody is trying to bring him to order. And says he just always emphatic about it because he concerns Trump. It's not good. It's somebody I love so much. I love his analysis, that he should take it easy when he's talking about Trump. And concerning the players, Victor Osimhen, I think somebody has spoken about it. Football is a teamwork. And selfishness is supposed not to be there. Before Osimhen got angry, he knew that Lukman had the opportunity to pass the ball to him and he would have scored.
Maybe.
He's not scoring it for himself only, it's for Nigeria. So when we are criticizing somebody, we should be also careful how we are saying it. Thank you very much for your work.
Thank you.
A good Lord bless you.
Amen.
Your voice, I don't know whether we should change it to Yam Gold. You have a thing right.
All right. Thank you very much for your thoughts this morning. It's time to take a short break now, and we'll return at 10:30. Don't go away.